Hello YouTube, we meet again. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney. On this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. We have a question here from YouTube user RCCC, which I assume stands for Remote Control Cement Cart? Obviously. Why wouldn't it be, right? And RCCC asks us, hi Vince, can one prove that they engaged in protected activity via a third-party witness statement? Yes. What other types of evidence have successfully been used besides timestamped written complaint to HR? Okay, so the beauty of evidence is that it is a wide open frontier. The main limitation on the way that you can prove a given fact is the finite nature of human imagination, right? So anything that would go to convince a reasonable human being that something may have happened could be used as evidence that that something happened. Here, the something is protected activity, which is generally in our field going to be a complaint of sexual harassment, workplace discrimination, or some kind of unpaid wages or unpaid overtime. So if you're trying to prove that you engage in that protected activity, the simplified, broad, and less useful answer is anything that would cause a reasonable human being to believe that you engage in that protected activity could be evidence of that protected activity. Now, I think you're asking for more like a list, and that's a little tough and a little broad because I don't really know much about the situation, right? I've had cases where I used a badge, like a badge scan, in a facility with rather high security levels to prove that someone went to HR, right? They exited their workplace, badge scan. They went down some hallways. We got a map. Those hallways were on the HR. Badge scan, badge scan. They got to HR. Believe it or not, additional badge scan. We were able to prove. They left exactly when they said they left. They went exactly where they said they went, and then they entered HR. Does that prove that they complained of workplace discrimination, workplace sexual harassment while they were in HR? No. But it is something that could support the idea that they went to HR, and it might lead someone to believe that it's more likely than not that their version of events is true, right? I'm trying to think of what else. It's so broad. Witness statements, certainly. Documentation, even your own journals, your own documentation. Like if you're keeping like a present sense impression journal, like, hey, at 1 o'clock today, I went to HR and I complained of workplace sexual harassment, that has value, right? The more timestamp that is, the better, even though defense counsel would be like, that was never submitted. That's just something they wrote down. Okay, sure. Is it better if it's timestamped by a third party in like a e-journal or something? Sure. But if you keep a paper journal, it's better than nothing. We can put that in potentially. Now a juror might say, oh, I don't know if I believe that. This person could have written that later. Yeah. Well, part of our job is establishing you as a credible person who wouldn't lie about that sort of thing, right? And part of defense counsel's job is convincing that juror that you're a liar, pants on fire, right? So I keep saying it, but the spectrum of potential evidence is infinite, and it's our imagination that makes it finite. If you have a specific scenario that you want to present in the comments, I'll try to make you a follow-up and try to be detail-oriented. Like, if you want to give me 5 paragraphs of like situations, no identifying characteristics, but if you want to give me like 5 paragraphs of identifying characteristics, I'll go through those 5 paragraphs and try to think of everything I possibly can that could be used as evidence in that scenario. I'll probably also pepper you with questions like, oh, do you have this? Do you have that? Are there cameras? Are there timesheets? Are there, well, how's the record keeping? Like, how many coworkers do you have? Who knows, right? It's just so many possibilities. I hope this helps. If it did, like and subscribe. If it didn't, post that down below and I'll get to work for you. Try to make you a follow-up video, okay? Sincerely. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Bye.